I'm gonna read Joe's testimony on his behalf tonight. And Joe, if I say anything wrong, make sure you interrupt me. So where we're picking up on this testimony, for those of you who were here last week, when we brought Joe into membership pending his baptism, we shared his testimony of where he was born, certain things about his history. We're really picking up at the point when he started coming to Grace Harbor, but let me just kind of recap for anybody who may have forgotten or anybody who wasn't here. Joe was born in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. He enlisted in the Navy at a young age, was married several times, saw wives pass away. One of his wives ended in divorce, and he's been married to Beatrice for 40 years. And what he described his life to me like was that he was running from God for a long time. And so, Joe, is this right? Before you came to Grace Harbor, is it okay if I say your age? He's 85. And he started coming to Grace Harbor within the last year, but you had not come to church since you were 21. Okay. So I'm going to pick up here. Joe was invited to church by the kids at the Jewett, and they invited him persistently, and eventually he said yes. He said, I would come one time. And he's been coming ever since. So I'm going to read down. Joe and I met for coffee the other morning, and I wrote down what he shared with me. He says that he came to Grace Harbor. He listened to the sermon the third Sunday that he was here. This is the one that he remembers. The sermon talked about when Jesus died on the cross. And that just stuck in his mind, he said. He said when he got home, I'm going to quote you here, Joe. He says, when I got home, I prayed that God would show me a way, and I thanked Jesus for dying on the cross for all my sins. He said, I felt good inside and know that my sinful ways had to go, because I knew I was a sinner. At that moment, I knew I was going to believe in God. I felt very good at the same time. Just felt at peace with all of it. After that, things looked brighter. I made it my business to go to church every Sunday night, and I plan to ask my boss if I can get every Sunday off so I can go to church on Sunday morning. He asked that you guys would pray for him as he seeks to do that. And pray for him that he stays on the right path. And that's what we're committing to with you, Joe, as you become a member. He says, since becoming a Christian, I don't swear like I used to. I don't use God's name in vain. I come to church every Sunday night. Sometimes I come to church and no one's there, but I'm there. I try to stay away from sinning. It can be hard, but so far I've managed to stay on the right path with God's help. And now I want to obey God by being baptized. So when Joe was 21, the church that he attended, he got baptized in that church, and it was so he could ask his girlfriend's hand in marriage. He said the only way he could marry this girl that he liked was if he was baptized, and so he did it. And he said to me, this is something I want to do that is from my heart. It's my decision for Jesus. So we're going to be doing that tonight. All right. Chioma.